Welcome to episode 7 of my 15-minute crochet series. Today we're making a really cute ghost keychain, which is perfect for the Halloween season. This can be done in about 15 minutes, but if you're a beginner, it could take longer because you're learning stitches for the first time. For supplies, we'll need any size 4 acrylic yarn, a 3.5mm crochet hook, a darning needle, a keychain accessory, 8mm crochet safety eyes, scissors, and of course your stuffing. I'll be using gray acrylic yarn today just because it's easier to see than white. So first we're going to start with a magic circle. I hold my yarn like so. And as you can see, my left hand is holding the tail. I twist it. My right 2 fingers will grab this yarn over here and I pull all the way until about this section where you can see that there are now 2 holes. And then I insert my hook onto the top hole, making sure that it doesn't unravel. My left hand will now hold the circle. I make a chain 1, which is yarn over, pull through, and then I just flip it horizontally like this. Now we'll be putting 6 single crochets inside this ring. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over again, pull through both 2 loops. Again, you insert it through the ring, yarn over, pull it back out, yarn over, pull through these 2. That's how you do a single crochet. So just make sure you have 6 single crochets before we cinch close the magic ring. If you're having trouble with the magic circle, then I have a video for you as an alternative to a magic circle, which I will link at this point in the video. Okay, so now that you've done 6, I take the tail and I pull all the way until the circle is closed. So here's what it looks like when you've properly cinched it. Then I look for the first single crochet that I made. I insert my hook through there and then I'll make a slip stitch. So I insert my hook like there and then I yarn over, pull through this stitch and then pull through the loop that's on my hook, and then I chain 1. That's how I end and start the new row for every single row. Okay, now for the first one, I will do an increase, so 2 single crochets inside this 1 stitch. So I just made 1 and then I'm going to make another one in here. And then on the next stitch, I'll do the exact same thing, which is an increase. So I will be repeating the increase for all 6 of the single crochets on the previous row, which means that after this row, you should have 12 stitches overall. Okay, now that the 12 is done, make sure you count to make sure that you have 12 single crochets. So here I'm counting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. Okay, now you do the slip stitch on the first single crochet that you made. So insert yarn over, pull through both of them, chain 1, and then we're going to start on our 3rd row. For the 3rd row, for the first stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. And then on the next stitch, we're going to do an increase. So 2 single crochets inside this stitch. And then we're going to repeat the pattern. On the next stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. And then the one after that, we'll do an increase. So just repeat this pattern until you finish this row. You should have 18 stitches overall. Just double check that you did 18. So that your project will stay even. Okay, I've finished all 18 of the single crochets. So once again, I'll make a slip stitch on this first single crochet in order to close the row, and then I chain 1. Now for the 4th row, we're going to just single crochet all the way around, which means we'll have 18 stitches after this row. So just 1 single crochet per stitch. Okay, so I've finished all my stitches. Now I just do the usual, which is the slip stitch and then a chain 1. So we're going to single crochet all around for the next 2 rows. Okay, so once you've finished those 2 rows, this is how your project should be looking like, and you should have 6 rows total. Now for the 7th row, we're going to make 4 single crochets. So 1, and this is number 2, 3, and then 4. And then we're going to do a decrease. How you do that is you insert your hook on this next stitch, you yarn over, pull it through that stitch, insert your hook again on the stitch next to it, right here, yarn over, pull it through that stitch. Now you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. You just did a decrease. And then you're going to do 4 single crochets again. After the 4 single crochets, you're going to do another decrease. So you just repeat this pattern until you finish the row. So as you can see, the last step for this row is a decrease. So I'm just finishing that up. And then once again, I do a slip stitch on the first single crochet here, and then a chain 1. Now this row will be the frilly bottom of the ghost. So first we're going to make a double crochet. So you yarn over first, and then look for the next stitch, which is right here. And then you insert your hook, yarn over again, and then pull it through that stitch. And then you yarn over, pull through just 2 right here, and then you're left with 2 again, yarn over, pull through those 2. That's how you do a double crochet. And then we're going to chain 1. We're going to look for the next stitch and do a slip stitch. So you insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that, and then pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, now we're just going to repeat this for the next one. This is how it should look like. Chain 1, and then make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert onto the next stitch, yarn over, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, chain 1, and then slip stitch onto the next stitch. So we're going to repeat this until we finish this row. So let me just make one more. Okay, so here I am just finishing the last one. Okay, I've finished my row. I do a chain 1. And then I leave a pretty long tail because we need it to sew later on. I just leave my hook on this loop. Okay, I leave it about this long and then I cut it. And then this hook I will pull upwards so that it creates a knot. So I just pull it up, up, up. And then this part is secured. So now I'm going to attach the safety eyes. So I do it at row 4, between rows 4 and 5. I insert one of the eyes like this. And then I turn the project inside out so that I could place the backing. Then I place the other eye. I'll show you guys the distance of where I place it. So it's about 3 stitches apart. And then I just do the same thing and place the backing. Okay, now we have to make the bottom of the ghost. So, like we did last time, we're going to start with a magic circle. So this is my magic circle. I insert my hook onto the top hole right here. I make a chain 1. I flip this horizontally like this. Let me just make it a bit smaller so it's easier to handle. And then I put 5 single crochets inside. Instead of 6, we did 6 for the ghost part, for the body. But for this one, we're just going to do 5 single crochets. Then I just cinch it closed. And then same thing as last time, I look for the first single crochet and make a slip stitch. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that stitch, pull through the loop on your hook. Then chain 1. Now we're going to do an increase on every single stitch for row number 2. So you're just gonna do 2 single crochets in every stitch, which means you should end with 10 stitches overall for this row. Okay, so once you're done your 10 stitches, you're going to look for the first single crochet again, make a slip stitch, and then a chain 1. Now for this last row, we're gonna do 1 single crochet and then an increase. So the first stitch has a single crochet, next stitch has an increase, and then repeat it. So 1 single crochet on the next stitch, and then an increase on the next stitch. And this row should have 15 stitches overall. Okay, so now that you've done your 15 stitches, you do your slip stitch and chain 1, and then leave just a short tail, and then you cut the yarn. And now we have to attach this to the bottom of our ghost. So first I'm just gonna stuff the ghost just a little bit, and then I thread this darning needle with a really long tail that we made earlier, and then I just lay it like this so that the 2 ends are kind of at the same area. I insert my needle on this outside part right here and through the bottom piece so that it connects. And then I'm just going to sew this bottom piece. You can use however, like whatever method you choose, but you could also watch how I do it in case you are unsure of what to do. Okay, so this is how I do it. I insert my hook, and you see the little frills. I go under that right here, pull it all the way, and then stay on the outside. You go onto the next one right here and go to the middle area, and then repeat that. So just go through this part first, the inside to the outside right here, and then from the outside you're gonna go to the inside. Okay, so once that's done, this is how it should look like. I'm just going to tie this off. I'm just gonna make a knot right here. And then I stick my needle back into the body of the ghost all the way to the other side, and then I will cut it. If you'd like, you could sew blush underneath the eyes using pink yarn. Now I'm just adding the keychain hardware for the last step. You may have a different one. Maybe you would have like the keychain ring. So all the attachment of those will be different from what I'm doing right now. But in case you have the same one as me, you could just follow what I'm doing. And then this is me just sewing the blush in. As you can see, I'm doing it directly underneath the eyes because I think that's the cutest placement for blush. Now this step is optional, but a lot of crochet artists that use acrylic yarn like to use a lighter and then just go around the plushie very delicately because there's a lot of fluffy bits that you could essentially burn with the fire. But this, honestly, you don't have to do this at all if you don't mind it. It just gives it an overall cleaner look. And there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was really helpful for you, and I'll see you all in the next episode.